It's Friday. Good evening, everyone. I'm student meteorologist Jay Carstens.
I'm Casey Cloud. We're expecting a beautiful weekend ahead, Valentine's Day as well, so it should be exciting for everybody out there. Great temperatures cooling down for that. But now what I want to talk about is back in 1899, we had the Great Arctic Outbreak.
Yeah, we are one day away from the 117th anniversary of the lowest recorded temperature in the history of the state of Florida, -2 degrees right here in Tallahassee.
Yeah, remarkable. Just incredible to think about that and get that cold here. There was even snowfall associated with that here, and other areas were impacted by this as well.
Yeah, Gulf of Mexico actually had some ice extending as far southward as New Orleans, and we had temperatures as low as -61 degrees recorded in Fort Logan, Montana.
Yeah, it's like I said, incredible, and really no other adjectives to describe it out there. And that, in the Gulf of Mexico, there was even some ice there south of New Orleans. Just very rare conditions that we haven't seen in the last 117 years.
But unlike that, we have some very toasty conditions today, and you're going to talk a little bit about that in your overview in just a little bit.
Yeah, it really was getting warm out there. Nearly 80 degrees today. We've been on a roller coaster ride, folks, and that looks to continue. As I'll see you out here in that in just a moment. We really see things bouncing up and then down in the weather picture. So as we take you out there, we'll go ahead and see what's going on. 77 was the high temperature here in Tallahassee today, and we do see the weather situation.
Well, as Casey was going to be saying, we had some pretty toasty conditions out there today. It was about 76 degrees for your high here in Tallahassee. It's going to be cooling down over the next couple of days, though. Temperatures are going to be kicking back down into the upper 50s tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit more about that in our local segment, but around campus, lots to talk about over the weekend. We have lots of sporting events. FSU Baseball Fan Day is going to be tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Mike Martin Field, as well as two Florida State basketball games. 2 o'clock on Sunday. The women are going to take on North Carolina. The men followed up at 6:30 against Miami. Send it back out to the wall, Kate.
Thanks, Jake. Again, as we were alluding to, those temperatures relatively nice out here across our area. 70 degrees in the Tallahassee area, 67 down in Perry. So great weather conditions around. Now, you see the tri-state radar. Again, not too much going on there. Again, beautiful weather is the story here. Just a great weekend ahead, folks, across our area. Now, for tonight, we do see 44. It will be those clouds decreasing. It'll be a bit cool out there, though. 5-10 mile-an-hour winds will be the story. It should be great. A little cool, but make sure you have that jacket on hand. And then looking at the region-wide view, we do see 56 in Quincy, 55 in Bainbridge. Now, coastal areas a little warmer. 59 in Apalachicola, 59 Carabel, Franklin County. Just great conditions around, folks. And the weather story, we're seeing a big cool down on the way. A gradual warm-up will happen. Now, those rain chances will start on Monday again, though. We'll be showing you that weather story a lot more in the picture in just a little bit. Those chances will start to go up. We're going to have another disturbance come in here and show you that. So what I want to do right now is we'll go ahead and take things over here as we are sitting here at about 5 minutes after the hour. Over to Shane for a local look at things.
Thanks, Casey. Yeah, we had a very warm one here at FSU today. What we've got here is an image from the weather stem camera on the Pensacola Street Garage. The sun is bright up in that very blue sky, very few clouds around. It is a picture-perfect evening, 70 degrees, partly cloudy skies here in the capital with humidity at only 53%. So you can tell there's a little bit of moisture in the air, but it's not messing with your hair, at least not yet. Current temperatures across the region are very similar to ours here in Tallahassee. We're kind of straddling the 70-degree mark in the whole Big Bend region, from 70 in Wilma, 68 in Quincy, 72 degrees on the coast down there in St. Marks. So it's very comfortable across the region and much warmer than we saw earlier this week. Winds are currently coming out of the west, and they're rather gusty too. 13 miles per hour here in Tallahassee, 14 miles per hour down there on the coast in Apalachicola, same coming in Bainbridge in South Georgia. pretty gusty out there, might blow your hair around a little bit. But as for the satellite and radar, we don't have anything to show you. It's not that this is broken, because it isn't. The skies are just that clear over the Big Bend, and we're going to see a lot of the same in the days to come. Let's put the Futurecast map into motion and see what's in store for us. And we can see a lot of the same. We're going to see increasing cloudiness as we progress into the afternoon hours of Saturday, with a few beautiful cumulus clouds moving through the region in advance of oncoming weather system, another oncoming front. But for the most part, skies will be clear, temperatures will be warm. It's going to be a beautiful sunny weekend to get out and enjoy this weather here in Tallahassee, because we might be expecting winter to make a return before you know it, and you're going to be breaking out the jackets again. So definitely a great opportunity to take advantage of the beautiful weather. Take your date for Valentine's Day out and about, because it's going to be a great evening to walk around in the city after dinner. As for tonight in Tallahassee, 44 degrees, so you're going to want a light jacket, maybe a warmer jacket if you're from South Florida. We're expecting any clouds to be decreasing overnight, and it is going to be a bit chilly with a light breeze out of the west-southwest at up to 10 miles per hour, just enough to make it a bit nippy out there tonight. But tomorrow we're going to climb up to 58 in Tallahassee. It's going to be a bit cooler than it was today, that's for sure, but a gorgeous sunny day, very much a carbon copy of the skies as we saw them today. A little bit cooler once again, but beautiful overall. And now let's extend our forecast to the week ahead, because after that picture-perfect weekend and a sunny Valentine's Day, the type of forecast that we love here at FSU Weather, we're going to be seeing increasing chances of rainfall early next week. We're talking 60% on Monday, with highs climbing back up into the mid to upper 60s, breaking into the 70s after that rainfall. Now to spread our gaze to the whole southeast, here's Jake.
Shane, let's see why exactly these temperatures are going to be reducing over the next couple of days. Starting off with your radar, we got obviously around Tallahassee staying very quiet, but look towards the north. You see this low pressure system starting to spin around, and there's going to be a front that's stretched across parts of southern Georgia that's going to be moving its way through Tallahassee tonight. That's why we're going to see those lows dipping down into the 40s. Current temperatures can help you to locate this front. We see this very sharp temperature gradient, 35 in Wilmington. You go just to the southwest, 65 degrees, 30 degrees warmer over in Savannah. Otherwise, across the southern parts of the area, lots of 70s, even some 80s as we go over towards Texas and southwestern parts. Current wind speeds are lots of teens. 16 in Orlando is really the high spot right now. Miami, South Florida is a little bit lower, a little bit less than 10. 13 here in Tallahassee, largely coming out of the west. Current relative humidities are pretty moderate, 61 in Miami, 45% in Orlando. Here in Tallahassee at 53, but out towards the west where the front is passed, it's dried out a little bit, 29% over in Shreveport. The water vapor, again, there's not a very prominent feature except for this very dry air down in South Florida. Again, these are at the upper levels, so these humidity values may not exactly reflect what you see on this map, but where you see that snowfall occurring in parts of North Carolina is where most of the upper level water vapor is most prominent. Now our Futurecast radar, taking it into Saturday, that front's going to begin to propagate its way southward through central Florida, maybe cause some shower activity down in southern parts of the state, as well as off the coast. It's going to be setting up for a very calm and clear day around here in Tallahassee, as well as areas to our north. Sunday, it's going to be pretty much the same, a little bubble of calm essentially from Tallahassee, Montgomery, Atlanta, and Savannah, all included in that. Some showers starting to move their way, though, into the western areas of Mississippi into Arkansas. Tonight's forecast, we're going to go back into Tallahassee a little bit. Lots of 40s. Here, 44 degrees, a little bit warmer near the water. 47 in Carabel, 48 in Apalachicola being the warm spot. Looking at tomorrow, lots of 50s. It's going to be a gorgeous day. 58 here in Tallahassee, 55 up in Bainbridge. Again, a little bit warmer near the water, 59 degrees in Carabel, as well as 59 in Apalachicola. Going to be just a fantastic day to get outside and enjoy your pre-Valentine's Day plans, I guess you could say. So with that being said, let's send it back to Kate and the Valentine's Day birthday boy, Andres, over at the desk.
Thanks, Jake. And while the southeast is seeing relatively warm temperatures, the northeast is not.
No, they're not gonna. They're gonna be seeing very frigid temperatures that are about to come its way down from Canada. So
yeah, they're also going to be getting that snow and stuff like that.
a lot of lake effect snow.
Oh
so.
gosh, it's gonna be cold. So while they're seeing temperatures like 10 to 20 degrees, they're also going to get that really cold wind chill. And I know parts of Maine is going to see -40 to -50 degree wind chills.
So if you have any family up there, please tell them to bundle up this coming weekend, because temperatures are just going to get really, really low.
You might want to stay inside for those Valentine's Day.
Oh, well, you know what? A nice romantic fire by the fireplace might.
Can't be that bad.
No.
Stay warm
That'd be
with your loved
perfect.
ones.
That'd be perfect. Why go outside when you can do that inside?
Exactly.
Exactly. So that'd be perfect. If I was up there, I'd do the same.
Yeah, it'd be very nice. But I think we talked about a little bit about the cold weather, but Zach's actually going to give us a little more with his national.
Thank you very much, guys. It is cold across much of the Northeast and portions of the heartland. 9 in Minneapolis, 31 in Kansas City. You can see the jet stream literally dipping down, and that's what's causing this very tight temperature gradient from the 50s in the green to the 30s in the blue, even some teens in that white color. We focus in on the Northeast because this is where my national is really going to be focusing in on for the next 3 minutes. And we're looking at temperatures sub-freezing, and that's what's allowing for all those snow showers to begin to move across the area. First off, we talk about those wind chills, though, because not only are we talking about snow, we're talking about wind with this event. That wind coming straight out of the northwest. That's what all these wind chill warnings are in this lighter shade. Wind chill watches in this more so cyan color. And then lake effect snow warning still in effect for portions of the lakes. That's right here. Portions of New York, upstate New York, could be seeing as much as 5 to 6 inches tonight alone of this lake effect snow. Those warnings expire at 7 a.m. tomorrow. We look out to the west, and finally, here comes a little bit of a low pressure system moving on to Seattle. I mentioned about this on Tuesday. That's the next storm system setting up for the next work week. That's what's going to be bringing us rain. Across portions of the south, we're still dominating high pressure and warmer conditions as a ridge of high pressure moves in, and that's what's allowing for this jet stream to dip and lead to all of these snow showers across portions of the Tidewater. We zoom in there, portions of, say, Duck, Elizabeth City, Currituck County. They all got snow, around 4 inches of snow throughout this afternoon. Tons of schools canceled along this corridor. Outer Banks also getting in on some snow. Not normally known for snow, mainly known for rain for them, but luckily enough for those kids, the jet stream did dip down just enough to allow that cold air to filter in. Portions of the Tidewater, Hampton Roads region also getting about an inch of snowfall there. We move up towards the lakes, and this is where that lake effect snow train continues to move on through the portions of Erie and Rochester, New York. They're going to continue to see that snowfall tonight. As I said, that lake effect storm warning still in effect. No real airport delays out to the west. We're only looking at LaGuardia, although now it's recording 0 minutes. About 30 minutes ago, they had about a 54-minute delay at LaGuardia. Those delays finally starting to calm down as that snow begins to move out. Our Futurecast is going to time this out for you as that low pressure system lifts up and out of portions of the Northeast. We begin to focus our attention on this storm maker as it pushes through Iowa, Missouri, and that's what's going to affect us on Monday and Tuesday as it begins to bring that rainfall towards our region. For us tonight, our lows still sitting in the 40s. Tomorrow, we'll be boosting them up just a hair into the 50s as that sun begins to move back into our region. A much cooler day with a north wind around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We send it out to Kate now with a look at that local.
Thanks, Zach. And you can see just how much we've changed in the past 20 hours. 8 o'clock yesterday, we were 57, and this morning we're still pretty chilly with 45, but we got really warm today around this afternoon, 77 degrees. It was very nice, it was pleasant, it was warm. To me, it was quite beautiful. But seeing what we got right now, we've dipped down a little bit, 70 currently right now in Tallahassee, 74 Monticello, 71 Mariana over to the west, but if we go down to the coast, it's a little bit cooler, 68 in Carabel, 65 in Apalachicola, but really nice outside, very pleasant. It's definitely a great day. And although we didn't see any clouds today, and that's the reason why we got so warm today, we didn't have any cloud cover, it was lots of sun, it was really beautiful, and that's going to stick around just a little bit, although we're going to be cooling down just a tad, but we're going to zoom out just a little bit. We didn't see any cloud cover, but if we look up north areas of Virginia, West Virginia, farther up north, they saw a lot of snowy weather conditions today, and it's going to continue into a little bit of the weekend. We're going to see really cold temperatures. But for us, we're going to be warm. That stationary front, that's where it is sitting out right now, and that's going to move through tonight, and that's going to be the reason why we're going to see a lot of cool temperatures into tomorrow, where we're only going to be sitting in the upper 50s. So a big difference from what we saw today and yesterday, but still not as nearly as cold as the northeast is seeing. For tonight, though, we're going to dip down into 44 degrees, excuse me. So if you do go out tonight, make sure you grab that jacket and bundle up for tonight, although I know she probably wore a lot less clothing and layers today during the day, but you might want to grab that jacket for tonight when you do head out. For planning your Saturday, though, it's going to be relatively nice. It's going to be sunny as well. You're going to go out in the morning, 44, so make sure, again, you have that jacket, but we're going to warm up just a bit into 51 degrees in the afternoon, around 12. And around 54 tomorrow evening. Very sunny, so it'll be still a nice day to go out. For the week ahead, however, again, 58 degrees tomorrow, and on Sunday, a little bit warmer with 63. But as we make it Monday, we see a little bit more of rain chances. But again, after that, our temperatures are going to get warmer and seeing the 70s for the upcoming week.
Yeah, they are going to be seeing the 70s, so I can't wait. We've had a lot of cold air.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's time to get warm again.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love the warm weather. It's going to be nice.
It should be nice. It should be very nice.
Yeah.
But interesting about cold weather, though. If you have any family up in the Northeast, how we said earlier that it's going to be a bunch of cold air coming through. We have pet care for cold temperatures.
Of course, we want to stay warm, but we want our animals to stay just as warm. So if you're living up where it's really cold, and even here it still gets pretty chilly, if you go out, your dogs are going to get cold. They do have that fur coat, but make sure when you do take them out, you don't take them out for long extended periods of time. Like, they still need their exercise, but they're still going to get cold. And even they're going to need to eat more because they need that more extra energy to stay warm.
Exactly. They're just like us. We're not any different than they are, and they're not any different than we are, except for the fact that we walk on two legs.
Yes,
That's about it.
They have a fur coat. But
Oh, and they have fur coat too, also. But if they are cold, if we're cold, then they are definitely cold as well.
Yeah, so if you can, keep them inside, and if they are in a doghouse, make sure, because it does get windy at night and during the day, that wind chill has a lot of effect. So make sure the doghouse is small, a reasonable amount that they can still fit in, of course, but they'll get that body heat going inside and keep it away from that wind that could blow in.
Yeah, so please, if you have any pets, the temperatures are supposed to dip down a little bit coming tomorrow. Make sure you bring them indoors.
Yep.
Don't keep them outside. Please don't be cruel.
Yeah, you want to keep your dogs warm. And so I walked in, and now you're going to be walking out.
Yes, I am about to show what's going on around Florida. As we see here on the map, that there's hardly a cloud in the sky over the state of Florida. We have very, very clear skies around. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful conditions going on for most of the state. As we can see here in Tallahassee, the radar is not broken, as you can see, because we have clouds further north of us. But here in Florida, it's just been a gorgeous day. I don't know how to express to you folks. I hope you guys are taking advantage of this, because come springtime, summertime, all these storms pop up again, and we just see all sorts of weather during the spring and summertime. But for right now, we're clear. But for right now, current temperatures are 70 degrees here in Tallahassee, 71 Mariana, Crestview also 71, and 69 in Pensacola. As you can see throughout the map, just temperatures are pretty uniform, with 70s and upper 60 temperatures around the area and around the Big Bend. But we zoom out a little bit into the whole state of Florida. We see at 70 in Jacksonville, just like here in Tallahassee, 69 in Pensacola, 64 in Tampa, 69 in Miami. But things are going to be changing a little bit, because we do have that front that was mentioned earlier that's going to start dipping its way on southward. Should pass Tallahassee later on today, around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock tonight. And with it, the winds are going to change from the south to northwest, and it's going to bring a lot of that colder temperature down our way. Nothing compared to what's going on in the Northeast, so don't freak out or anything like that, because temperatures are going to be cold, but not drastically cold like up there. But anyways, that front is going to make its way down towards Orlando into tomorrow. Also, it's going to make its way down into Miami. It should be down into the Florida Straits about maybe Saturday evening, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So it's going to be going from a stationary front down really quickly to a fast-moving cold front, but no rain associated with this front. Mainly because there's just no moisture to play with, for it to play with. But we started this morning here at 44 in Tallahassee, 46 in Jacksonville, ahead of this front. As you can see, clearly defined boundary right below this banner. Really cold temperatures north of that. And it's 46 this morning in Orlando, 55 in Miami. This is very beautiful. And the current relative humidity, as we do have the southerly winds, bringing in a little bit of moisture, not much, not enough for the cold front to play with. It's just not a very the situation is not asking for any kind of development ahead of this front. So we are in the clear on that. It's a little bit clear view of where the winds are at. We have a little bit of a surface high. That's where you see a little bit winds that are coming out of different directions, and it's causing our winds to come out of the southwest. So going into the futurecast, we can see that from tonight into tomorrow, not much is really going to happen. It's just this cold front's going to come on by. Temperatures are going to go down. But as far as activity, most of the activity is going to happen off the coast as we can moving on. We see a little bit of snow off coast, but for the most part, all the activity is just going to be off coast, like I mentioned, and maybe it might affect the western part of the state. But for right now, I'm going to pass it off to the desk.
Now it's time to talk a little bit of sports weather, Jake.
Sports weather, a second time on here. I'm really excited for it. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of Florida State athletics really to focus in on here.
Yeah, we'll go over all that here in just a moment. First off, though, I want to see what that national picture is. Andre showed that to you just a second ago. Those temperatures really nice here in the south. That's going to change, though.
Yeah.
And those temperatures in the north much cooler. 9 in Minneapolis right now.
Yeah, that cold front is going to bring that air right down here. You saw a lot of snowfall, and Zach was talking about that back in his national segment earlier. That snowfall is propagating its way down into the mid-Atlantic and making things pretty uncomfortable for those evening commutes out there.
And you see Phoenix, 85 degrees, just wonderful conditions there.
Yeah, and there's that radar we were just talking about. Again, that snowfall pushing its way through Detroit, starting to work its way through Charleston, West Virginia, now moving into the western extremities of Virginia as well. Again, making for a pretty sloppy commute along the path of that cold front.
Yeah, we'll have snowfall flurry activity at least there. Not a lot of accumulations, luckily, in most areas, but still a nuisance if nothing else.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Now, I want to show something here. This is Jake's golf index. He plays golf a lot, so let's go ahead and show this to everybody here.
Well, with that front coming through tomorrow, it's going to be cooling down a little bit. It's going to be a nice day out there, of course. Temperatures are going to be getting into the 50s. That sun's going to be staying out, but, of course, that wind is not going to be the most pleasant experience. You don't want to play those par 3s with that wind blowing right in your face. You hit the best shot in the world, comes out 50 yards short, and you just think, how did that happen? So I'm going to give it about a 3 out of 5. Again, a good day to get out there, definitely, if you have the time for it. But there's some warmer days ahead, and there's some less breezy days ahead, that's for sure.
Yeah, the golfing today out there at the area golf courses, I'm sure was just great.
We're giving it about 11 out of 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, FSU athletic-wise, going to talk about this here a little bit. First up, we have tomorrow, FSU Fan Day.
Yeah, baseball is back finally. 11 o'clock at Mike Martin Field at Dick Hauser Stadium. We're going to have the Florida State, basically the preview event for the upcoming season. Noles are ranked in the top 15 in the country, and we're going to be seeing some autograph sessions as well as a scrimmage. It's going to be starting at 2 o'clock.
Yes, it'll be exciting to see the team in action for the first time there, starting to get prepared for their season opener only a week from tonight. Yeah,
and like we were just talking about that golf index again, temperatures are going to be staying pretty cool. It's going to be staying in the 50s, actually about 49 degrees when the event starts at 11, but eventually heating up into the upper 50s.
Yeah, now in terms of FSU basketball, we do see some very exciting games headed our way on Sunday, Valentine's
Day doubleheader. Starting off at 2 o'clock, the women, ranked 10th in the country, going to be taking on North Carolina, as well as the men, finishing it off at 6:30 in a nice little rivalry game against the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah, top 12 team there. The Canes doing very well this season.
Big resume builder.
Yeah, Jim Related squad, of course, doing a great job from South Florida. See how they do against us. It didn't go so well the first time when we played down there in January, but playing up here, hopefully we can get that big victory.
We got the win against them last year, and they were ranked that game too, so definitely hoping for it. It's going to be a nice day to get out there. A little bit warmer than it's going to be tomorrow.
Yeah, we're talking about those highs in the upper 50s in the afternoon, starting to cool down later in the evening, though. So make sure you have that jacket on hand if you're headed out to support your FSU Seminoles.
Yeah, but for now, it's staying really nice and toasty out there, isn't it, Zach?
Guys, it is sunny, warm, very much like you guys were saying. We're up here on the roof of Love Building. As you can see behind me, Tallahassee, the city, looking fairly nice. Blue skies, got a slight haze in the background. Let's take it straight to your local weather. Currently 73 and partly cloudy skies. That dew point around 52 degrees. And then you can see the weather currently on campus as well. That wind will continue to move up throughout the afternoon. Those gusts still staying there around 20 miles an hour. We go to local temperatures across the region, still sitting mainly in the 70s in South Georgia, some upper 60s beginning at the coastline. 68 seems to be the temperature that seems to be the average at the coast. That relative humidity also relatively low, and that's what's keeping us dry and rain-free over the next few days as we go into your weekend and especially into next week as well, with that exception of our one storm that will boost up over the next couple of days. You can see that storm system starting to kind of move into the mid-Atlantic on our satellite and radar imagery, but for much of the southeast and the central portion of Texas as well. Clear skies, just a couple of clouds across the region. That won't hinder us as we go into our Saturday, though. Here's your forecast going in through the afternoon and evening hours. Check out your pretty clear skies overnight and into Saturday. No rain chances on our radar. Planning your weekend, it is a great day to go outside. It will be cooler on Sunday, Valentine's Day, as you head on out the door, especially if you head to somewhere, say, with your Valentine. Maybe you're going to the Tucker game for that double header, or maybe you're doing fan day tomorrow. Just make sure you've got those coats for those cooler temperatures. Tomorrow morning we will be cool in the 40s with that west-southwest wind, 5 to 10 miles per hour, 44 in Tallahassee, 46 at St. Mark's, and 47 in Carabel. We go to tomorrow's forecast. 58 is the high, much cooler than we were today in Tallahassee. 59 at the coastline from Perry, St. Mark's, Carabel, and Apalachicola. Mid-50s in southwest Georgia. Now we move into your 7-day forecast. We're watching that storm system on your Monday and Tuesday. Otherwise, plenty of sunny and dry conditions behind that front. Also, warming up into the 70s. So, guys, if you enjoy this weather across yesterday and today, you're really going to enjoy the 70s next week. Even some models hinting at possibly some of those upper 70s and low 80s. We'll have to wait and see if that actually comes to fruition. Otherwise, up here on the roof, I'm loving this weather. I hope to see you guys out there later tonight. Baseball fan day tomorrow as well, starting at 11 a.m. at Dick Hauser. I'll see you there. All right, we'll send it back to the desk. Guys, pretty warm.
Thanks so much, Jack. Great report from there on the roof.
Yeah, that was definitely interesting. Of course, I love sending it up 5 stories above where we are, and of course, nice to be able to feel those comfortable temperatures as you're standing out there.
Yeah, see exactly what's going on behind them as well. Just great conditions headed our way. Going to cool down from what we've seen earlier today. Temperatures really getting nice into this weekend.
But that's only going to be temporary, as those temperatures are going to be getting back up into the 70s. Those golf indices will be very high. Of course, I can guarantee you by the end of next week. But once the rain passes on Monday and Tuesday, as you can see here again in our 7-day outlook, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just going to be gorgeous days out there with temperatures hovering right around 70 degrees.
Yeah, just exemplary conditions around. It should be beautiful. Those low 70s, just great weather.
Yeah, and if you like our show, we're all over social media. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and you can also watch our broadcasts on livestream.com/FSU Weather.
Yeah, absolutely. Great ways to follow us. You can also follow us on Twitter as well, at Jake Carstens for him, at Cloud Casey for me. So make sure you do that. Great ways to get some weather information from us.
With that being said, that's all we have for you on this Friday evening. I'm student meteorologist Jake Carstens.
I'm Casey Cloud. Have a good night, everybody, and a good weekend.